Japan's Prime Minister has stated that XRP will be a key digital asset for the launch of the digital yen, which is the country's central bank's digital currency. There is no truth to that rumor or speculation. This is real, has been proven, and is already starting to shake the world's banking system. For years, Ripple has been quietly building its business by making connections, signing contracts, and putting in place machinery. XRP is now being used on a national level, and not just anywhere. It is being used in Japan, which is one of the most technologically advanced and economically powerful countries in the world. But to really understand what's going on, we need to go back and look at Ripple's long-term partnership with SBI Holdings. SBI is a Japanese banking giant that has been a strong supporter of XRP from the start. SBI isn't just a partner, they're how Ripple gets into the Japanese banking system. They've made investment goods that focus on XRP, added XRP to financial platforms, and even built an exchange that is based on XRP. Now that Japan has launched its CBC and the digital yen, and SBI is in charge of building up the infrastructure, it seems normal and inevitable that XRP will become part of Japan's financial system. The shocking part: according to documents that were leaked and are thought to have come from Japan's Ministry of Finance, the digital yen may use XRP as a bridge currency for both domestic and international trade in the ASEAN area. That's right, Japan isn't just thinking about how to use XRP in Japan, they're also thinking about how to use it in other countries. Southeast Asia, which includes Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia, and the Philippines, has an economy that is growing very quickly. There are countries that are ready for digital financial infrastructure and need quick, cheap ways to send money across borders. With this move, XRP could become the financial glue that holds together a trade bloc worth trillions of dollars. Let's talk about rules, as this is an area where Japan has done better than almost every other big country. The United States has been stuck in a never-ending legal limbo as the SEC pursues Ripple in court. Japan, on the other hand, has welcomed Bitcoin regulation with open arms. They've set clear rules, encouraged new ideas, and allowed companies like Ripple to build in their area. That's why Ripple and SBI were able to get started in Japan early. The government was willing to change the rules. Things are now going well. Japan is quickly becoming a real-life example of how to use cryptocurrencies on a national level. This is because the digital yen is about to be released and XRP is built into its infrastructure. Let's think about what this means for the price of XRP. Right now, the price of XRP is still a long way below its all-time high of $3.84 in 2018. But this news totally changes the story. It would be very exciting if a G7 country started using XRP as a part of its official financial system. This is especially true for transactions that happen across borders. When you add in the ASEAN aspect of using XRP to settle foreign trade, the price of XRP could go through the roof. It's not just retail FOMO, we're talking about institutional desire. Payment providers, governments, banks, and businesses all need XRP to make their deals go smoothly and quickly. Also, let's not forget that this is exactly what XRP was made for. Quickly expandable, with low fees and good for the environment. XRP is the best thing for the job. People who own XRP have been watching the market for years, waiting for its turn. Bitcoin was cool for a while. There was DeFi and NFTs on Ethereum. Meme coins got some attention too. But XRP has always been the big sleeper. Misunderstood and undervalued, but slowly growing. And now in 2024, that giant is waking up. The Japan deal is public, and real infrastructure is being built. The market is also going through a change in how people think. For years, Ripple's case against the SEC harmed the value of XRP. But now that the case is mostly over in Ripple's favor and regulations are clear, there are a lot of possibilities. Japan's choice to move forward with XRP only adds to this. XRP isn't a stock in Japan, it's a useful tool, it's the building blocks. It has value. If we want to guess prices, what does this mean? Analysts are already making changes to their predictions. Before, the $10 goal for XRP was seen as a tall order. It's beginning to feel rigid today. When you think about it, XRP is almost ready to become a part of a sovereign nation's financial system, and not just for sending money between countries. It will also be used for foreign trade. That makes it much better than most other currencies. If demand goes through the roof in SEN and other central banks follow suit, XRP could end up being the go-to bridge currency for more than just the yen. Let us make up a story. If Japan settles $1 trillion worth of foreign trade every year with XRP and even a small amount of that goes through XRP liquidity pools, there could be hundreds of billions of dollars worth of transactions every day. There would be a huge desire for XRP tokens because of the liquidity needed to support that volume. This could then cause supply shocks, especially if Ripple keeps locking or burning parts of the XRP it holds in trust. Yes, this bullish trend could be boosted even more by the fact that Ripple already has plans in place for managing tokens that create an illusion of scarcity. It gets even more exciting when one big economy does something risky and other economies often do the same. This is called the domino effect. It would send a message to the rest of the world if Japan successfully added XRP to its digital infrastructure and showed that it works in all areas, not just technology. South Korea, Singapore, the UAE, and even India will be paying close attention. It will be easier for Ripple to convince central banks to use that model once it has been shown to work. There is a chance that XRP will be the bridge asset in the future. Not just for SEN but also for Africa, Latin America, the BRICS countries and other places. This isn't just a guess about the price, it's about acceptance, volume and use in the real world. The goal of XRP's history has always been to solve a real problem, the slow and complicated nature of international payments. Now with help from the Japanese government, that dream is coming true. Now it's not just a white paper or an idea, it's implementation, infrastructure and delivery. We're seeing it happen live. Let's get back to you, the watcher, the investor, the owner of XRP. What does this all mean for your plan? In the first place, it means that the basics have never been better. It's not hype, it's not based on jokes or other things. This is because countries are starting to use it, the economy needs it, and the world is moving quickly towards digital banking. If you've made it through the tough times, the fights with regulators, and the nonsense from the media, thank you. But now is also the time to keep your mind sharp. Volatility is high when there are big moves. As word spreads about this story, there will probably be speculative rises, huge inflows, and yes, whales trying to get rid of weak hands. Keep your eye on the basics if you want to be successful in the long run. Keep an eye on what SBI and Ripple are making. Keep up with what's happening in SEN trade. Bear in mind that this is just the start. Keep an eye on how other central banks react. The story of XRP is still being told, but today is a very important day. Japan has moved, the digital yen is on the way, and XRP at its core. The asset that acts as a bridge, the machine that makes money, the quiet giant that's about to roar. So if you thought this video was helpful, are you ready? Click the like button and don't forget to subscribe to stay on top of all the big crypto news. Set up alerts, because we'll be following the Japan XRP rollout every step of the way. What do you think? Is this the time that XRP hits $10, or is this just the start of a much bigger story?